Okay. Yeah. So I hope I'm audible, visible, both clearly.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Great. So let's begin our session for today. Keep your back and neck straight. Sit comfortably. And once you feel ready, very gently close your eyes. Start connecting with your breath. Gently shift your attention to your body. Align your body and see if you are both stable and comfortable in your final position. Gently come back to your breath. And now begin to deepen your breathing. We will open today's session by chanting Om 3 times, followed by 3 Shantis. Take a deep inhalation for Om. 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 Shanti. 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 Observe the vibrations. Join your palms together and begin to rub your palms together. Keep your palms on your eyes. Very slowly, while blinking and looking at the palms, begin to open up the eyes, coming back with a big smile. Om Shanti. Let us begin our session for today. So in the previous few classes, we had covered the 3 types of breathing patterns. And today's class is actually going to combine all the 3 breathing patterns to give you the full yogic breath. Okay, so today's topic is yogic deep breathing. Right.
Soumyaji, I wanted to ask because I didn't find the recordings from day I was absent. There wasn't classes.
Yes, so there weren't classes on the days that you were absent. So we are actually picking up from the last class only.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
continue. Don't worry, you
Mm-hmm.
have not missed anything.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. How is your health?
I think it's better, but still, I'm not sure about this. How to say the fever? Maybe a little bit, but not too high, but something like.
It's still it's still
And
con-
uh, the voice is not good, as you can hear. Um, some not normal voice, like from the nose, and but I don't have this how to say um, nose is not running, um, but some mucus is between nose and throat.
Hmm. Okay. So don't worry, just keep drinking lukewarm water. And if you can add ginger, you can
Yeah.
add some other ingredients which are warm in their nature
Uh-huh.
that will really help you to ease off the uh, this mucus, like collection of mucus in your
Mm-hmm.
body.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank
you'll
you.
get better. Don't worry. Only a few more days, and keep doing abdominal breathing.
Uh,
In these classes we learned abdominal breathing. That will be very helpful to you
mm-hmm.
for getting
Yeah.
rid of this thing.
Thank you. Yes, I liked it so much. This abdominal breathing.
Right. So today, what practice we are doing, this also you can do while lying down. So you can switch between abdominal breathing and deep breathing whenever you feel the need. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. So
Thank.
let's teach you the entire technique. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
today's,
Mm-hmm.
as you can see, is yogic deep breathing. This is the um not the most efficient way of breathing, the most efficient way for us throughout the day, which is quite sustainable in nature, is actually abdominal breathing. But yogic deep breathing is a great preparation practice for pranayam. It helps you to deepen your breath, it helps you to correct the posture, and even correct your own breathing pattern. And it helps you to acquire the air and even exhale the air much more mindfully and properly, right? So yogic deep breathing should not be done throughout the day, but it can be done at particular points in the day when you feel the need, you want to acquire more oxygen, or you feel that you need a few deep breaths to just catch up with the pace of the day, or whatever situation you are in. And the best part about the pre practices in general is that you can do them while you are lying down. So like right now you are ill, so you can go for yogic deep breathing. It will help you to enhance the breath that you are taking into your body and even exhaling out. So it will lead to the proper exchange of the gases. And yogic deep breathing is in fact a very, very good technique if you are under stress, or if somebody feels too angry, they don't know what to do about their anger, they don't know what to do about all of the stress and tension in life. They can go ahead and practice yogic deep breathing. Only a few breaths will drastically change the state of their mind. It will cause an immediate and drastic impact, right? So yogic deep breathing will not show impact later on, or maybe some fine day. As soon as you begin to breathe deeply, you begin to experience the change in the state of mind. And in the beginning of the classes, I already told you the breathing and the mind are strongly connected, right? So if you're stressed, means you are not taking full breath. And because you are not taking the proper breath, again that state of mind gets induced. So it's a never ending circle, right? So you can break the circle either by releasing the tension from the mind, or you can change your breath, which is a very, very powerful technique for a common person, right? So yoga, generally people think that, oh, we have to be up till a certain level to practice it. No, this is a great technique for a common man dealing with the day-to-day stress factors and tensions and the overwhelming emotions in life, right? Even during COVID, these pre-practices, especially abdominal breathing, chest breathing, and yogic deep breathing, these have shown great results. These have helped people immensely in order to cope up with the after effects of COVID, right? Again, this practice can be introduced to anybody. So there are no contraindications, there are no restrictions on this practice. And when you acquire the oxygen properly in your body, right, and the exchange of gases takes place properly, that is when the body also begins to function in a better manner, right? It's because the oxygen doesn't reach the body correctly, or sufficient oxygen is not acquired by the body, or at the same time, maybe because the exhalation is shorter, so the toxins are not expelled from the body properly. People face a lot of issues just because of these little factors only, right? They turn into bigger issues, right? And then they show up on the body in the form of disease, in the form of any kind of pain. So when you begin to acquire more oxygen, most of the problems you will see, they get sorted out because of this. Again, very easy practice and it can be introduced to anyone. Yogic deep breathing is also called the three-part breath. Okay, because in the previous class also we have done breathing in three divisions. So when you combine the three-part breath, you get the yogic deep breathing. Now let's understand the science behind yogic deep breathing. So yogic deep breathing is, you can take the example of a water bottle. All right. So most people have the wrong breathing pattern. Why? Because they are not following the simple analogy, right? So when you have an empty water bottle, if you start filling water in it, you will see that it starts filling up from below, and then the water level moves up, and then it reaches the neck of the bottle, right? So most of us, how do we breathe? We just expand the chest, or we see expansion over here and then expansion over here, and maybe then you feel something in your abdomen, right? So this is the wrong way of breathing. If, like the water that is getting poured in a bottle, I want to breathe, first ideally my abdomen should move out, right? Then there should be movement in my chest, and then there should be movement over here up in the collarbone area, right? And similarly, if you take the same analogy, when you empty the water bottle, first the upper contents of the bottle are emptied, and then as you move down, you reach the bottom of the bottle where all the water is out. So when you exhale, first the relaxation should come on the collarbones, right? Then on the chest region, and then eventually you squeeze your abdomen in properly, right? So this is another thing that most people don't do. They inhale actively, but they don't exhale actively, right? So in yogic deep breathing, both the inhalation and exhalation, they become active. Hence, the space for the next inhalation is created, and even the proper exchange of the gases takes place because of this reason. Because if you don't exhale properly, the carbon dioxide will remain in your body somewhere, right? Because there is more potential to breathe out, right? So that is why it's called yogic deep breathing, because you're breathing in deeply, right, in order to support all of this, the entire process where the exchange is taking place. Now, yogic deep breathing, there are few mistakes that students make. First thing is the breath in itself. When you do the sectional breaths, the amount of expansion in each section is your focus, right? But when you do yogic deep breathing, all three sections are expanded in the same breath, right? So now what students, the standard that the students generally set when they do yogic deep breathing is that the abdomen should expand as much as in abdominal breathing, the chest should expand as much as in thoracic breathing, and the collarbone should also see the equal amount of expansion, right? But this is not true, because earlier you were pinpointing the focus to one area, right? And all of your inhalation and exhalation, the main area of focus was that body part. But now, because in the same breath you are covering all three body parts, the level of expansion will be slightly less than the individual expansion that takes place in the practices, right? Second very common error that people and students in general make is that when they complete the abdominal breathing, because till now you have learned the breathings in the sections. Okay, so what students generally do after they do the abdominal breathing, they stop for few very like minute 1 second only maybe, but they stop for a while, right? And then they begin to expand their chest, and then they stop, and then they take in a little bit more air to see the expansion in the collarbones, right? This is not correct. The same breath flows smoothly, the abdomen rises, the chest rises, and then you feel the expansion in collarbones. Then as the, you know, you begin to exhale, the collarbones relax, chest relaxes, and the abdomen, you squeeze in the abdomen properly, right? After inhalation and exhalation, there is no retention. Yogic deep breathing is different from pranayam, right? Most people call yogic deep breathing a pranayam, right? Which is not correct, because pranayam is doing it's doing different things to your body, right? It's not, you can say, it's not setting your pace for pranayam, right? When you do the pranayam practice, already the state of the breath is set, right? That is why yogic deep breathing is more accessible for the general public, right? Because they don't have to go into any pranayam practice. Even if the state of their mind is not okay, they can do yogic deep breathing. But when you sit for pranayam, you have to make sure that the state of the mind is calm already. Your breath is in control already, right? Your posture is correct already. The breathing pattern is correct already, right? So that is when you do pranayam. You cannot just make somebody sit and do pranayam just like that. Yeah. But yogic deep breathing can be done in any circumstance at any given point of time. There is no restriction on this practice whatsoever, right? So in general, in your class, for you to begin and to close your sessions as well. If you are not planning to close your sessions with pranayam after asan and giving shavasana, you can again ask the students to go for some deep breathing, and then you can close your session, right? Because these are pre-practices, they can be done in the beginning of the class as well. When we step into pranayam, pranayam is never done in the beginning of the practice, but abdominal breathing can be done in the beginning. Yogic deep breathing can be done in the beginning. So in your mind, this thing should be very, very clear that pranayam and yogic deep breathing, both of them are different practices. Yogic deep breathing is not a pranayam, right? It is a pre-practice for pranayam. Now, how do you do yogic deep breathing? That is another question that pops up in the mind. So for a beginner, you can lie down or you can sit up straight. Okay, if you're planning to sit, make sure your spine is straight. Or you can lie down, you can just relax and use it as a relaxative technique or practice. You can do it before sleeping, you can do it after waking up. So for a beginner, it's very important that they are in contact with how their body is moving, right, with the practice. So they can place one hand on their abdomen and the other hand they can place on the chest. What this does is it again gives you more connection with your own body, right? So when one hand is on abdomen, one hand is on chest. Now when I close my eyes and I exhale fully, my abdomen should go in. So now to begin the practice, first we exhale fully. Okay. Now my abdomen is in, my chest is relaxed. As I begin to inhale, my abdomen expands. Then my chest also in the same breath it begins to expand, and you will see the proper expansion. So without stopping, the expansion will take place, right? I'll begin the demonstration once again. Right. So when I expanded my chest, right, I can choose to place my hand very close to my collarbones, right? So that I am constantly aware of the clavicular breathing also, right? So you could see that my hand was moving as the breath was going in and it was coming out. So for a beginner, it's very important that they place their hands on their body, because again, it helps you to feel more connected to your practice. In yogic deep breathing, it is very much possible that you fall asleep, right? Especially if you do it in Shavasana, because it calms down the mind to that level. So when you place one hand on each of the body parts, your sense of awareness, the sense of the touch remains with you. Hence, it's harder for the mind to run off in any direction. And it's harder for you to disconnect from your practice, because already it is such a soothing practice. It will, give you that temptation that you go fall asleep, right? Or you have, while sitting only, sometimes students, they just fall a little bit, right? So in order to avoid this, it's always good to keep your hands. But after one particular point of time, because your breathing pattern will become better, you will be able to feel this expansion even without placing your hands. Okay. At that point of time, it is okay to suspend this thing. You can relax your hands, and you can just keep the mind as the breathing moves in and out. Okay. Try to keep your breath as relaxed as possible when you are doing this. So even for yogic deep breathing, if you want to prepare yourself, you can do the other three breaths first, so that you are prepared, and then you go for one round or two, like as one round, meaning it has particular repetitions in it. So 10 to 15 breaths you can complete, and then you can step into the practice of pranayama. In the upcoming few classes also, I will introduce some more pre practices. So you can do those also after yogic deep breathing, and then you can go into pranayama. So it totally depends how much time you have and um, how many practices you are able to cover up in that amount of time. But initial level, beginner level, it is very important you go at your own pace. Okay, you should not force yourself too much, and even the breath should not make a lot of sound. So generally you will see that people make a lot of sound when they breathe in and they breathe out. This has to be, you have to overcome this thing. You have to come to a point where when you are breathing in and out, it is smooth. The flow of the breath is smooth. When the sound is created, it's because there is some obstruction that you are creating, right? A lot of people move their body also. So as I breathe in, suppose I'm sitting like this, so right, and then I'm giving a more drastic demonstration. It's not this much, but still, as I breathe in, my body moves up, and as I breathe out, my body moves down like this. So again, try to avoid this thing. The stability in your body will not only correct the posture, it will also prepare you to sit more stably in pranayama, right? So when you do yogic deep breathing, you just have to sit however you are sitting, right? And you have to feel the expansion in each body part. If you keep moving your spine up and down as you breathe, you will never be able to see the kind of expansion your abdomen can have, or the expansion it is actually giving you currently, right? So you have to be careful. These are very common errors that are made in the practice of yogic deep breathing. For advanced level of yogic deep breathing, the clavicular breath is completely suspended. Okay. So initial beginner level, like in today's class, we are going to go for the proper practice of taking in the full breath and exhaling out the full breath. But as you advance in your practice, you are going to come to this point where when you inhale, now the focus is mostly on the abdomen and the chest. You suspend the clavicular breathing altogether, because clavicular breathing is very, very rigorous in its nature. And if the purpose of clavicular breathing is the training of the correct breathing pattern. So once you attain that level, you will not require to expand this area in the yogic deep breathing. You can just stick to the abdomen and the chest, and just make sure you are expanding and contracting the chest and the abdomen rhythmically and properly, right? So this is the practice of yogic deep breathing. You will see that in most therapies, abdominal breathing and yogic deep breathing are given. no matter what kind of issue someone has, these two breath patterns are very, very helpful. And even you will see, apart from all the pranayams, right, these are two very, very effective practices, very practical in their nature, right? There are multiple other benefits. I just told you in the beginning only I told you some of the benefits, which included, the kind of oxygenation of the blood that this practice, provides you. And apart from this, so many studies related to so many disorders have been done, and this practice has proven to be very, very effective, right, in its approach. So, any doubts, questions, queries? Any trouble?
No, it's okay.
All right. So, we will go for the practice directly then. We will see how it's different from the sectional breathings done separately. So, we will do abdominal breathing and then we will do some thoracic breathing. Then we will come to yogic deep breathing. So, if you feel like sitting, you can sit, keeping your back and neck straight. And if you like to lie down, you can also choose to lie down. It will keep your body relaxed. In fact, for you, I would recommend that you lie down because currently your body is already trying to recover and heal. So, this will support the healing process of the body. So, you can just choose a spot, uh, take your mat there, and comfortably lie down on your mat, keeping your legs apart. Allow the feet to fall out and just relax the feet, and also keep the back properly straight. Hands are placed away from the body. Find a suitable distance so that your neck and shoulders can relax. And as you begin to feel ready, gently close your eyes. And for now, just connect with the natural flow of your breathing. Make no changes to your breath. Just become aware of the pure breath. Slowly shift your attention to your posture. Take a few moments to relax yourself properly. If you feel there is any kind of stiffness, any kind of tension in any muscles, just instruct that body part to relax. Feel that tension getting released and being more comfortable in the posture you have chosen. Take a few more moments to relax your body. See if you can look for further relaxation. And now gently come back to your breathing. Go into the practice of Puraka and Rechaka. Slow, long, and deep inhalations. Slow, long, and deep exhalations. Prepare yourself for the practice of abdominal breathing. So you can place one hand on your abdomen. Exhale fully, contract your abdomen. As you begin to inhale, expand the abdomen. Feel your abdomen rise. As you exhale, begin to relax the abdominal muscles and pull the navel as close to the spine as possible. To exhale out all the breath from the body. Continue the cycles of abdominal breathing, inhaling and exhaling more deeply and making full use of the abdominal muscles. Keeping the mind focused on the movement of the abdomen. Deepen your practice with each passing breath. After completing your current round, go for one last round and then completely suspend your practice. You can relax your hand, go back into Shavasana. Simply observe the shift in the state of your mind as you finish your practice. Prepare yourself for the next practice. We are going to go for the practice of thoracic breathing or chest breathing. You can go ahead, place one hand on your chest, chest. Exhale fully, feel the lungs relax. As you begin to inhale, expand your lungs properly. Expand the chest as much as is possible for you. And as you exhale, contract your chest. Allow the chest to relax, expelling out all of the air from your body. continue your rounds. Make sure there is no retention or no break in between consecutive rounds. Each and every time, just feel as your chest expands. Feel the change as your chest contracts. After your next round, completely suspend your practice. Again, relax your hand. Simply observe the natural flow of your breathing. See the change, the shift as you switched from abdominal breathing to thoracic breathing. The kind of effort, the difference in the feeling. The difference in the state of your mind and the state of your breath. Prepare yourselves for yogic deep breathing. Bring one hand to the abdomen, one hand to your chest. Exhale fully. Feel the abdomen contract properly. As you begin to inhale, feel the abdomen rise first and slowly see as the breath rises up, as the lungs fill in. You will feel the chest rise, and then the final impact will be felt on the upper part of the chest. You will feel some contraction in the muscles of your neck as you breathe in fully. As you begin to exhale, release the breath. First, relax the collarbones. Allow the chest to relax, and then squeeze your abdomen properly, completing one yogic deep breath. Inhale and exhale in the same manner, trying to keep both your inhalation and exhalation equal. Stay connected to the changes in your body as you breathe in and as you breathe out. So you should be aware when the abdomen is expanding, when the chest is expanding, and the same in the reverse process. If you feel that your mind is wandering, again and again bring it back to the changes that are taking place in your body as you do the yogic deep breathing. After your next round, suspend your practice in relaxing both the hands and going into Shavasana again. Feel the difference from abdominal breathing to thoracic breathing to the final practice of yogic deep breathing. What are the changes in your state of mind, in the way in which you are breathing? We are going to end the practice with one round of abdominal breathing, just 5 to 7 breaths, so that we can come back to the best way of breathing throughout our day. So you can keep your hands relaxed, or you can place one hand on the abdomen. Exhale fully and then start abdominal breathing, just going for 5 or 7 rounds, whichever count suits you better. Once you finish your practice, you can again relax your hand and go deeply into Shavasana, where your body is completely relaxed, your mind is quite calm and stable. Just allow yourself to surrender and relax completely. Slowly and gently start connecting with the breath again. Start becoming aware of your body, the posture that you are in. Become aware of the sounds that are around you. Start connecting with your body, with the hearing sense. And when you feel ready, very gently move your toes, gently move your fingers, start coming back. Join both your feet together and turn towards your left side, making a cushion with the left hand to support the head, placing the right hand on your mat and taking a few breaths over here, enjoying the safety of this position, the security, the sense of safety that this type of position offers you. When you feel prepared, with the support of your right hand, pick up your body. Come in any comfortable sitting posture where your back and neck remain straight, faces relaxed, eyes are closed. See the state of your mind as we are going to end today's session. When you started the class, your mind was in a completely different state, and as we end the class, you are feeling different. Just gently note or keep a check of this thing. We will close our session by chanting Om one time, followed by 3 Shantis. Inhale deeply for Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibrations. Join the palms together, gently bow. just a sense of gratitude for everything we have, for everyone we have in our lives. Begin to rub your palms together. Keep them on your eyes. We'll do this one more time. Rub your palms together. Keep them on the eyes. Very slowly, while blinking and looking at the palms. Begin to open up your eyes, coming back with a very beautiful smile on your face. Om Shanti, Namaste. Any difficulties, any doubts, queries?
Everything's okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. So keep practicing, and I will see you tomorrow for your next session of pranayama and also philosophy. Enjoy your classes. Get well soon.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
So take care. Good evening.
Good evening.